It seems from my experience, and a lot of us do know this, that children grow up in various ways, believing various things. And so it's like a platform of growth running through their body that's kind of a weave of beliefs. So it seems from my experience that there's now a grown man who has some certain beliefs that makes him inactive to move forward in life, because these beliefs are what he believes makes him a boy in a man's body. So there's still boy stuff going on that he believes makes a man. Like feeling unfulfilled inside, but getting what he wants from the outside. It could be at any time in life, could be from immediate environment, and then that branches out into like friendships. He'll have them that way, or any relationships, any interactions where a person believes that if they are feeling unfulfilled, they get to often use demands because they're expecting in their belief that someone on the outside has to make them feel better. I've seen this in many people, varying levels of intensity, coming out at different times, and sometimes with certain relationships. But depending on the age and the situation I'm in, this seems to be across the board, that this bloke won't budge unless he gets to tell the person on the outside what to do and like how to do it. So like when it's expected, and that he can do exterior things. And because he works with energy, so the energy that we are runs through our bodies, is in nature, is our planet, is the makeup of the universe, but he mucks around with me, the person. So I don't know who else with. But from a distance, has like riddled my body, it feels at a lot of times, that every interaction I'm doing in my life, I should know that he's there telling me what I should be doing. Now, this breaks every energetic universal law. So it's not serving this person. Okay, it's not. Universal law says the best thing you can do if you have energetic awareness and abilities, this is what you'll be told by the highest guides in spirit. You have to ask permission. So, in various energetic modalities, reading someone's energy. So just looking into them like a history book or something. The Akashic Records, energetic history, or how it relates to, well, this is why someone would look into it. How is it relating to my life now? So you can look into that. But this is also energy and motion. So like quantum and the physics of it. So the movement of it, that it actually exists. So you can't just jump into someone's field, right? And decide you're in charge. That breaks free will. Okay? That's why you have to ask permission, because they don't just say, go down there, and spirit are like remote controls, you know, which is what this person tries to do with his talents and abilities to me. I'm going to remote control you. So he breaks free will law and doesn't care, consciously has been taught like a belief system that he can hurt someone, and now I'm going to do a stomp if he doesn't get his way. So imagine like, I don't know, whatever age child, and they just stomp their foot. I'm going to hurt you now. And the expectation, the blind expectation of the consciousness, like at the frontal lobe, is this is my belief, this is how I get what I want. Now I know a little bit of Matthias's history of having talent awareness at a young age, and because he was bullied, he then decided that people respected him if he used his forceful talent. So he can, you know, access like on deeper levels as a sensitive, one with the field to assist the movement of it. So, you know, the weather, he's mucked around with the weather. And so this can all go askew if the conscience of that person isn't developed, that you can't go around doing that. Yes, you were bullied, and bullying needs to be treated a certain way. We don't want a world where children grow up thinking that bullying is the way. All right? So they're in a belief system that really hasn't shaken from the human at all. And, you know, it gets really gross, which is why I'm doing this video, because you can't give to a person, right? Any parent. Like, this is what it feels like. He still wants to just be handed over something. You can't give to a person if how they're treating you is an ultimatum threat of I'll hurt you if you don't. The person actually needs to clean out that shit from their internal understanding of life and actually inhabit and develop some kind of fiber system in them that becomes a new weave, strengthening understanding at like the gut and the solar plexus, that we just don't do that. Okay, and there's so much more of you, the person, that needs to interact and learn that's a way of life and that's how we get things. So it's like part of the person is not alive. They haven't learned to develop that interaction that is of respect. So conscience respect, not the way he thinks because he has this belief system and who he is in the world, having gained exterior respect for his talents, I should have the respect. No, you've taken respect way out of line because you have not grown this part of you that says respect is not of the ego. Respect is of the usual common interaction of niceness on the planet. You don't think you need to do that. And I'm the one who cannot be in a relationship with this person because I will not be treated this way. So the only time I can be in a relationship with this person or any person, because I'm not going to tolerate it, that if he doesn't get what he wants, he's going to do whatever the fuck he wants. So he inhabits my body with polar opposites of hot and cold to fuck around in the energy field and make it restricted and slow or sped up and heat horrible. Vice versa, all mixing it all about in my body. So right now I have a cold ring around my asshole skin because he's telling me I'm an asshole for not wanting to masturbate, which is to connect my energy field with his and touch myself as though it's him. Like he can connect with the whole thing as though he is actually getting what he wants. So it has made someone, or this, what I've already said, it has made someone, because it's gone on for a long time now, and he's so not knowing how to weave a new life energetically. And he's trying very hard to slow down my energy now, but no. And the screen and everything, he uses electromagnetics. You cannot have a relationship with someone if they do not fulfill, because it's gone on for so long, getting out of the comfort of just getting what you want, or I'll hurt you. Okay, he's developed that as a strength system and feels weak if he doesn't get that, and feels weak because he doesn't know how to move forward out of it. So eventually, I do believe and understand that it is just a stepping from, because the whole purpose of this leads to the whole purpose of our divine soul reunion. When two souls meet up again that have a magnetic, I'll just leave it at magnetic, because yeah, the design, the creation of all this is just too amazing, that there will come a point where you can't go back and like he does, think he's gonna find answers somewhere. You have to actually just leap forward. But when I'm in the thick of it, it's disgusting. That a grown man that everyone sees, admires, carries on, in the background can't sort out his own shit to actually move forward and have a decent relationship. When it is just a person requiring decency and respect of the basics of interaction. Like the showing up for someone else, he showing up for someone else, and being able to put down a charade, or understanding at least that it is a charade, that it was built on security of the exterior. I'm being bullied, this is the way I'm going to function from now on. Okay? It's a charade, so it's an illusion, but I call it a charade because it feels so real. People develop these things as, we can call it so much, but really take it seriously when you hear it. Thought form. So a lot of us know or have worked out, I do believe. If not, you will from now on, I do believe. Understand that your thoughts are energy. And so if you've grown up believing a certain thing, then just be wary that you could, in public perhaps, or with certain people, or, put up a little bit of who you think you're meant to be. Either you've told yourself or the world's told you. So this is the fears of the mental energy we're all born into and having to deal with. But now we're going through a time where our true makeup, one with the universe, is not the heavy energy dragging upon us. So, thoughts are like a constant soup mix going on. So it's not often we stop and go, oh yeah, I did think that for a long time, and that does bring that up in me. That kind of conversation is like on the odd occasion. But we are going through a time where if you can stop and spiritually, which is energetically, connect with your energetic, spiritual, a little of that kind of, I'll allow that focus, then it's going to serve you to, in many ways, just in many ways. Have the conversation in a silent dialogue with yourself, how you notice you feel fear on certain occasions and where is that stemming from, because these are the thought form kind of beliefs and illusions that get in the way. All right, because behind that, the mental energy we've been born into through, history on this planet, and our parents believed perhaps, or grand or ancestry, all the energy that's gone on, there is still a mix on the planet. And with this light evolution, it comes in like softer air, and we greet it more by being honest with ourselves and releasing the energy of these thought form illusions. So it really does pay, like real medicine, to just have an extra eye on yourself. And I don't mean 3 eyes, but it's like I can look out into the world, but I've also got to check how I'm going in here, because this is soul speak. We haven't valued our own soul voice, which is that I on the inside. So you're keeping an eye on, that's like first level. I'll just keep an eye on how and I don't mean to go around and analyze yourself at great depth. I mean, it's a silent beauty inside that you care for your energy field and will notice if you're putting up a charade, because these things cause us difficulties. We're not here to struggle. So this is the whole cycle point. When someone is going through a cycle where they can't do, right? I can do basic interaction, and when someone can't do that, it brings up how they've struggled before and how they think they should get to what they want, but they're just putting it all in the way of the adulthood. And men can't go around acting like twats or children. You just can't. You can't play, like Matthias tries, the cute side of the nature of children and tell yourself, I can get away with whatever I want acting like a cute, because his energy does this. It draws attention. He's in my field. I'm feeling the cuteness of the interaction with a child or something. And then he's telling himself as an energy, I should get what I want now. Seriously, because he is hanging out for the sexual interaction, the being noticed interaction as an energy in my field. So anything cute on the outside that I admire. I love dogs, nature, being with people. You know, at times I'm not an extrovert, but when I am with people, I enjoy it, you know, like you connect. And he wants to always be known as an invisible energetic field and thinks and tells himself, I should be getting this attention, and prompts me uncomfortably all the time that he hasn't got his attention yet. But yet this person can't work out. He has to do the everyday interaction and calm the fuck down and be an actual human present. So all of this needs to fall into place for a basis of healthy relation that any human being on this planet should stand for. Not just like it's out of the ordinary or it's extraordinary. If I have to land and do this, you should just give me what I want. Otherwise, I am not coming. Well, it's like, I am not coming to that party. In your head. And certainly nothing is going to happen in bed. You wouldn't believe, like, if you think this is just for an hour in a day. I've been lucky that the light and the energy on this planet has assisted me. That, yeah, maybe some days it is like an hour of just him bugging me. And then I tend to think to myself, oh, that's good. We must have some kind of healthy foundation in his mentality now. He must have like come to an understanding that he actually has to treat me with respect. Like just a usual everyday, you know, just a usual everyday. But I really don't think he's been without fear for a while. So if he does get something nice happening to him, he thinks it's because he's put forward this I am in charge persona. In one way or another, whether it's because he's got attention for his talents and he thinks I have this in charge persona where everyone listens to me, so I don't actually have to put some interior thought or understanding in a healthy grounding that not everyone is interacting with me because I'm popular because of my abilities or because I'm attractive and, you know, people are attracted to me. This all becomes a part of the I am in charge persona because I have your attention on me. And still, yet again, the interior world of grounding and doing everyday things is not accomplished. Now, I only know this because I like to achieve the everyday things, right? Because we've got to as the human, but the soul and the spirit is free to me. And when I don't feel free to do what my soul wants to do, then he has some of his own crushing little problems. So the only way is to admit you have neglect from whatever areas in life you feel unfulfilled, that it's time for you to stop and go within and fulfill them yourself. So if you want to fulfill them in a partnership or relationship, you have to look at them yourself, and you have to be present, whole as a physical being, and you have to engage in those activities for you with the engagement of the activity. So peel some frickin' potatoes and be fully present for it. Okay? And shut the hell up with any, I shouldn't be doing this perhaps, or this doesn't feel right. I should have things different or my particular way. No, you just need some grounding first. Okay? Otherwise you're a pompous ass. You just need to engage you with the practicality of human experience, and in that is when the other person can naturally engage with you. If you don't have this foundation, you're up in the air without care, and you will not have a healthy interaction. And so this ain't just for an hour a day. This is someone consistently neglecting this fact that he should land his feet on the frickin' earth. And so that's how our soul reunion will come about, because these things have to happen, because I am not up in the air about life at all. When we are enjoying ourselves, or people are doing something for us, or we're getting what we want, or this feels really nice, we need to enjoy those things, right? You enjoy them. But you got to catch your ego doesn't float away like a hot air balloon, and you got to actually, in those moments, be thankful and ground who you are. The person really becomes the person in doing that. So if they don't have family saying, hey, don't let your head get too big with your attention, or don't think you can treat people like shit just because you have the attention, you know, become the person you really are by still having to be like an ordinary, decent person to everyone, so you can interact in that way, and that's your true strength and growth here. It's like, remember you're a part of the earth. Remember you're a part of the dirt. Remember you're a part of like the beautiful nature. Yes, remember that you can feel all these wonderful things, but don't forget you're part of the earth right now. So you're not like up in the air and you get to tell the earth people, I expect my life like this. No, you still have to join us and treat us nicely. Otherwise, someone's going to want to punch in the face. Which is what I felt like doing to this bloke many times. Because when people grow up believing they are doing the right thing, but yet they're pulling on the past that says, I can be a pompous ass if I want, and I'll get what I want. And it's consistent for freaking years. Sometimes I do believe punching him in the face is the only thing that's going to stop and reverberate I've done something wrong to someone. Because other than that, no one stops him. So fucking land. And that would help any of the description of the energy I've mentioned of him. That would help the energy field. We all know this. That by helping ourselves, we help our planet's energy. So see some purpose in it. And it can be one of the most humbling things you ever did for yourself and your planet. And if it's humbling for yourself and the planet, the divine love that. Because no one's come down here to be like the ruler of us. So when the people who go up with their heads and think that they are and have come to be the ruler, you know, because they got stuck thinking they can do what they want when they don't get their way, when they actually learn, this isn't the way. Who in the hell do I think I am throwing out this kind of behavior instead of ingraining in myself, you know? So this is part of the family or the friends or the extended environments telling you you can't just get what you want, so that you humble and use your talents. Use your soul. Okay? And them actually acknowledging. Because over a few years, he hasn't acknowledged me. I've had to repeat so many times, and he just glazes over and thinks to himself, no, I've learnt, and this is the shell of my understanding, my surrounding me, that I just get what I want. And how dare you not give it? Okay, so you got to pierce that and land. You got to let all that egg yolk land and step out as a new being. Oh yeah, it can happen like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because there is a person inside the egg and the shell that actually wants to live. I mean, that's a clear and powerful sign. He doesn't stop bugging me, but he just can't get through to me because he's not getting outside of that shell. You can't get to me inside that shell. Like, you can't get what you want in life in that shell. So it just depends how bad you want to live. But the actual acknowledgement of this, not a lot of people will do it. So apparently this soul will. Now, I say that in full confidence, right? But I just say apparently because I'm living it. Someone not listening to you and you just want to get on with life. You want to just, yeah. He interferes with everything because he doesn't get up and do it himself. So you got to want life enough to get up and do it. You're not going to stay in a fucking shell somewhere and someone's going to fucking serve you in the energy field. You actually have to birth yourself wanting to live. I think that's all I wanted to share because you know, the depth you uncover in the continuation of things, which is like an embryo, like in consciousness. The embryo, you know, gets fed what the mother is living, essentially. It's not just the food, it's the energy. But this baby's been cooking for, we're into the 4th year, so come on now. Crack that fucking egg if you want something, and like, I'm sick of being the fucking cracker. Can't you crack shit from the inside because you can see that what you're doing is not perfect fucking yolk? Like, you are overcooked in there. Thinking that you're so fucking right when we don't do the shit you've been taught or taught yourself and reinforced, and the outside world hasn't known. They are reinforcing it as well by you in your attention seeking and them in their giving. You just carry on in like, this is how I get what I want. I just show up. I say some things and I get attention. It's not like I actually have to do anything as a human being. Yeah. That shit's got to fall out of your egg. You can't bathe and dance around in that shit. The time. Yeah. Alright. I think that's it for now. And I can always come back if I need to do any more sharing. Here's to a soul reunion for peace, love, and harmony. I mean, like, ongoing balance, you know, life. But balance in the energy field. God bless.